Hello, Collective. Wendy Joy, talking about compassion. I know that that's a word that's easily said, but not everybody always follows through every moment that they could, holding compassion, whether it be for themselves or for another, because the world gets involved and sometimes misguided thoughts come our way or they reshape what it was that we anticipated feeling that day. And when things bombard us one after the other, and we feel like our plate is getting too heavy, or it's weighing down our shoulders, and it's suppressing us, and we feel that we just have to bust out and just escape, sometimes we neglect to hold compassion in that very moment. And that is the hardest time to hold compassion because you need to see, to realize where your energies are flowing. And before you start to determine why, you need to immediately transmute, stop, and, be thankful, first of all, for where you are. And then look at the situation as if it is affecting you directly. Now, it could be, affecting you, or it could be affecting another, or it could be something completely different that you never expected, like that, you know, metaphorical bomb that comes out of the sky and just lands before you, blowing up your path, right? That's the very moment that you need to cherish and hold on to the compassion that is within you, because that takes an awful lot of strength and an awful lot of character, actually, because your character is shown in how you respond when something knocks you off your path or puts you down. Do you swear and kick and fight rather and punch? Like kick or punch. You know, are you aggressive? Actually, that's the word. Are you aggressive in handling the situation, or are you compassionate? Do you understand that everyone is human, including you, and that we're all made to make mistakes? We weren't made to know what it is right at the get-go, because then we would have no lesson to learn, no value to pick up and, keep with us. We would have no reason to apply any further effort to anything if we're just given it. So we have to work for it. And when we work for things, sometimes it frustrates us. But you also have to have compassion, more so for yourself first, for finding yourself in that position. Because as soon as you can find compassion for yourself and not beat yourself up for a possible wrong turn or being preoccupied and not seeing the signs or running into a roadblock, because you can't get out of your own way. That happened to me an awful lot in my life, just so you know. I'm very headstrong, and I always was told and was shown that I had to be in charge and I had to lead. And in the beginning of time, when I was quite young, I was only 10 when I started out in the world, the real world, the big world. And I had to learn real quick how, an adult acts. And I had to separate the child that I was from the adult that I was walking into. And I was frustrated because I was never really taught, I just looked around me and I followed what was going on. And if it didn't work, I fixed it along the way so that it felt right for me. And I had to learn to hold compassion for myself before I had compassion for someone else who may or may not perceive how I was handling things at the time. You know what I mean? So if I put my foot in their shoe for just a short while and understood a little bit more about why they perceive the way they do, then compassion, once held for me, from me, is easily given to the other, because you would have been able to see not only your thought pattern, but also how others perceive your thought pattern, so that you could adjust if you need to, while holding compassion in your heart. Because that's where it all starts. We all know that things don't happen the way we want. We know that the world doesn't work that way. We know that we have to work for what we want. We know that we have to put our best foot forward. We have to be positive, as much as sometimes situations around us, would rather that we take on what they feel, which might be negative or low, dense energy. But there's no reason why you ever have to travel backwards to appease another. Compassion doesn't mean that. Compassion means having the ability to understand that the situation, the person, the place, whatever, may not be ready to evolve into the next step or the next chapter of their life. They have an opportunity to witness the compassion that you have for yourself, the compassion that you provided to them, and then with free will, they have the ability then to decide, is their path the right way? Or do they want to bring compassion into their life on a more outward, steady basis to allow more abundance and positivity to flow effortlessly to them? We may not think that the spotlight is on us, but everybody around us reacts to the energy that we hold. So when we hold energy in a high vibration, and we understand that having compassion isn't a downfall, it's actually a strength, and being compassionate to another isn't a shortcoming. It's something that not only builds character and strength, but it also provides a following, because people see everything that you do. You may not think so, but they do. They absolutely do. And some will follow you, and some may take a little while in order for their divine time to be the right time. But when you hold compassion, that's definitely a great place to start. My lovely collective, I am sending love, light, and positivity in constant waves, and adding some compassion and some empathy and some courage and strength along the way. I love you. May everything you do work out just as it's supposed to. Blessed be my lovely collective family.